Okay, good day, hello, and before we start, I want to tell you I will be making more and more interesting programming videos, from really simple to really complicated. Especially if you are a beginner, please subscribe and hit the likes up. And I want to talk about how simple it is to program on PHP. I'll be having in this video an environment and the result of this PHP script. So let's start. So basically the idea of the most simplest and most easiest and most common functions, maybe there are just 5 functions that you could learn and you can make nearly everything on PHP, or mostly everything, and then it gets to more not so necessary functions but still useful, like preg match and string replace and date functions and stuff like that. So anyway, we'll talk about the most simplest functions that everybody definitely uses in their PHP script. So the first function is echo itself. Is a function. Echo itself means that just print out the result, meaning that like echo, and it will print out the result. And what we see here, hello, these are the top 3 functions. So on line 7, hello, these are 3 functions. So echo means just print out, and it's not that complicated to understand. But the thing is about echo function, you can use it with simple quote, and you can use it with double quote. And what it means is, right now, for example, we'll have a variable of my name, Matt, for example, and the difference would be hello Matt. So sorry, I accept you to be a complete beginner, so I'll describe you right now. What I've done is that variable means that this variable with the $sign on the front is equals to a string named Matt with M-I-T-T, so that wherever you will use this variable, the server will remember that this will be equals this. So in this scenario, when we are using single quote and we are trying to print something out, sorry, the dogs are in the background. When we are trying to print something out, single quotes will not echo this variable out. I will show you what I mean right now. So the single quotes will not print this variable right here, and this is the first thing what you need to do. You need to understand that it will just print out the text exactly as it is written. So these are good sign, these are positive things that you can use, and these are also negative things that you can use. But single quotes will print exactly what you have written here, compared to double quotes. Double quotes will like say parse this whatever you have written here. For example, you can written also number of functions like this, let's say 4, and the double quotes will try to parse and check for the variables in this scenario. So, and the result would be, remember what we wrote down, hello Matt. These are top 4 simple functions. So in the most simplest thing what you can do is, well, not in this video, but basically you can get from the database the username, and just hello username, and for example user surname, and last time you have logged in, and you just make a function that calculates the last time he has logged in. So basically this is the echo function. It's most common for web developers and for debugging, but mainly on like background systems, on backends and so on. You don't need that much design as the engine, whatever the calculation the server is doing. So anyway, let's continue. Next function is if. Let's write it like this. In this case, the tag BR means like a break line. The next function is B means bold. Number 1, if I'm not sure how it will parse this, but if we are not sure, we will just use single quote just to make sure that it prints out exactly what is written, not parse it maybe to a function. And let's use the break line right here. So anyway, if you want to learn programming, you just write it down on your notepad right now. So if function means if, and you need to write here the rule of the if, and if always has else, and the rule would be if my name equals Matt, yes, it is you. So in this scenario, the if function will do, it will check the variable with the name my name and check whether it is equal to Matt, and if it's true, it will print out here, and if it's false, you are not Matt. So in this scenario it's really simple. If it's true, it will print out yes, it is you, and if it's false, it will print out this text, you are not Matt. And we can try also like this, that if it's not true, then you are not this. So let's just check. If function, yes, it is you. Hello Matt, yes, it is you. So this is what the if did, and if it's with an S on the end, that it means that my name is not equals to Matt, to S. So it will print out the opposite expression. So you will see a red text, you are not Matt. So this is the if function. It's in the most simplest way. If function carries on couple other things. Write it down right now. First thing is or another scenario. With the small. So this is one scenario. You can, I don't want to make it too complicated for beginners. So, and I will write down other scenarios. And in the first, if one of these matches, then it will print out this. And here you can type another function inside. If my name not equals to so in this scenario it gets a little bit complicated, but this is not complicated. This is not a complicated script. So it's just the if function a little bit detailed. So if my name equals Matt, or my name equals Matt S, or equals Matt with a small m, it will print out yes, it is you, and will print out the my name, which is basically written right here, Matt. But if my name is not equals to Matt to S with an S at the ending, we can print something else. For example, where you have lost your trailing S letter. So it will print out a question, where did you lost your trailing S, because math2 doesn't have a trailing s at the end. And if it does, it's not equal, but it is equal one of these, so it will print out this result, and you will see it right here. This is UMath, where you have lost your trailing s letter. So okay, this is the if function. I'll a little bit squeeze up the space. The next function is while function. And I'll write this while function a little bit interesting. Function number 2, and it's basically writes the same like while. So while. So basically while is a loop function. It loops until or while the result is matched. So it's basically the same as if, only while in front. So, and what it does is, for example, there are many ways how you can use it. For example, the way I use it is, for example, I write number equals 0, and in each loop I use number equals number plus 1. This is the simplest way to understand. So number equals 0, and here number would be equals number plus 1. So it will remember that every time a number is added by 1. And there are shorter ways how you can do it by just doing like this. So, and our while condition would be while number is smaller than 5, or smaller equals to 5. And larger equals would be like this, just smaller, so it means everything that is smaller than 5 but not 5, or everything that is larger than 5 but not 5. So smaller equals. And because if I would write larger equals than 5, it will not loop because the beginning is 0. But if I would write like larger equals 0 in this case, then it will continuously loop until maybe the script is killed or timed out, or the server fails or something. So with while loops it's really tricky also not to kill your server or not to kill your script, because many times you can just create an infinite loop. Echo number, the number is okay. Number is 1, 2, 3, and until 5. And as you can see, the 0 also counts. The 0 also counts. So let's do it like this, that we don't want to use the 0. There are two ways. You can write it here 1, or you can write it and number larger equals 0. But it will not work, because if I would write larger than 0, it will not start the loop at all, because the number is 0 and you need to start the loop before you can add something to it. So in the simplest way you can use, just make it as 1 right here. The number is 1. But let's make it a little bit interesting. I'll try, this will not be this third function. The third function, okay, let's call it the third function, would be explode, and this is the function I like. Explode, and explode function means it divides variables. It divides variables into parts. For example, the variable would be a sentence like text equals hello, this is Matt, it is nice to see you. Okay, so in this explode function we will set that explode this text on every space. and we can use while like this. We can use like this. No. Especially it's not a while function, it's actually a Foreach function. So the third function, it would be Foreach function. So I would leave it like this here, and this third function would be Foreach function. It's also commonly used, but there are, with these three functions, basically you need a lot more functions to make, let's say, more stuff, but in this video I'll share only these three functions. So, and let's do it like this. Foreach is also commonly used. I use it also commonly. Foreach. And Foreach. So, and the third function is Foreach plus array. So an array is really commonly used, and in this video will be like more than 3, will be 5 functions. So first to understand what is an array. Array is basically like a data storage where data is stored, or variables are stored. So basically what it means is, most simplest way to understand it is just to write the code as follows, so that you can understand it with a visual perspective. So what happens here is, we have this text, and an explode function divides this text on each space, and then creates an array. Especially this explode function creates an array. So what an array is and how you can use it, most easiest way would be to just see the output, and that's why you use print. And print underline R is commonly used to print arrays. Those are basically more things that you do with it. But basically, if you would write echo, you will get an error, because an array is not a string. An array is a memory-based information that is converted to a string afterwards, and you need a different function to convert it to a string afterwards. So basically, arrays will not work like this. Arrays would need to use a print on R, print underline R. So, and now we have this while function in here, if function right here. And the thing is, I tested on browser, but as I see, we have a white page, a right page on here. So it means we have an error somewhere in the code. So I'll just go through it, and let's try to find where are the errors. Error is here on the Foreach because I didn't write the function yet, so I will just cut it out. And let's see. Okay. So, sorry. As you can see, I didn't write the break line. As you can see, the array was printed, and the 0 is hello, and the 1 is this, and the 2 is, and the third is Matt. And I will just do it a little bit differently. I will echo the text so it's more easy to understand. Text is text, and keep in mind that if you write, if I would write echo on the top of the text variable, it will not print out any text, because everything, the script goes from the top to the down. So this is also keep in mind. Okay, so I just saved the script. I'm gonna load it in the browser, and as you can see, we have, this is the text is hello, this is Matt. So the 01 is the 0 value is hello, the 1 value is this. Every in between the space, it's split up into array, each word in a different array. So so now that we see, now that we see how the array is stored, we can do a couple of things with the array itself. So for example, we know that hello and 3 is Matt. So we can do it where it's exploded. We can do it like this: echo so the square brackets 0 will get from the array of the 0 hello, and the 3 is Matt, so it will get the value of 3 in this scenario. So and then you will get an output text of hello Matt. So anyway, continuing. Let's keep it the same, like here. Let's just show it. And Foreach is another function, another commonly used function. And Foreach of the exploded array as key, we will get two variables. Key is the array key, which is basically in this case 0 and 3. In the browser case, it's the key will be here, the array key, and the value would be what is stored inside the key. So what we will do, we will echo new line key equals value. So basically we'll get a similar result as the exploded array we printed, only we will use for each function to echo each of the value separately. So in other words, alright, we are having manually parsed this array and created a manually visible in a manually visible way. So let's do it like this. Let's just delete this because we don't need it. We have this and we have the value and the key. So key, basically we are not interested in the key, and basically we are also not interested in the value. So with the opposite lines we can close this down. But what we are interested is, let's find let's see again, Matt was with a comma right here, and there are several ways what you can do. So for each value we have a loop of each value. Let's do if, and this will be the preg match function, intents from value. So what this function does, it uses regular expression. So whatever it means, don't complicate it, but 2 slash lines means that in the middle we are searching for an expression that matches intensely with the value. So what the script will do, it will for each every word that is exploded from this text, and then it will compare with the preg match function, and then if the preg match, the paragraph matches, or the case matches, we can print something out. So for example, we are looking for Matties, and if there is no match, echo, it's like this, value doesn't contain. We can use it differently. Let's say search for Matties, and the value doesn't contain Matties, and if the value contains, then echo beer value contains search for. Let's make it a red. Don't bother with the colors. So let's go one more time quickly through. So I created a new variable which means search for this string or text, how you're gonna call it, if paragraph matches, and this is the expression what we are looking for, the value, then if this text matches or is inside the value variable, then we will print out it says yes it matches, or no it doesn't match. So, and remember we are looking for matches inside this long text right here, because the text was exploded into words, and then we go through each word and try to find the match. And here are the results. Hello doesn't contain mat is this, doesn't contain mat is this, is doesn't contain mat doesn't contain blah 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 blah. So nobody contains Mattis because we don't have the Mattis name inside. But let's just say mat, and let's use it font color equals green. Fonts are already obsolete tags, but still I use them because it's really interesting, it's simple to understand. And let's just write another break line just because it's more easier to understand or to compare and to see. And now let's see, mat contains mat. So now we just use that, remember the variable on the top, my name, search for the same as my name, which is Matt, and you can see the letter E tells that intensely search, so basically it doesn't have to be an exact match. So Matt contains Matt. So we will use that, we will not use the else statement, we'll use this echo green, and we'll use it another way. We'll use that the text contains search for word. So, and this is almost it to this video, and it will let out the text contains mat word. So these are the ways how you can use these functions. Well, to make a website you need a couple more functions like store information in the database and get information from the database, but I will do it in a different video. But with these functions and with the get and store data into a table like a database, you can nearly make anything you need on web servers. So, and about those functions I will start sharing in the next video. And thank you for watching today. I have other stuff to do, and please subscribe and hit the like, and just stay tuned for more videos. And I think nearly only in a couple videos of these you can learn to program it yourself. But the most important thing is that you don't watch these videos, you pause this video and write it down yourself. It's the most easiest way to learn, because when you start typing yourself, you start actually learning it. The visionary perception doesn't give such a good benefit as typing it yourself. After 3 or 4 times you have typed it yourself, you will have the memory and the understanding or the grammar of it. Remember, I made only one grammar mistake in this video, but you as a beginner will make a lot of those grammar mistakes. So I will, in the next video I will create more about debugging, how you can find errors, because in this video we didn't find it, we weren't looking for errors. So stay tuned for next videos, and see you guys soon. Bye.